Good afternoon to all of you. Today we are going to discuss the 2014 A-level MCQ paper, right? Okay, so you know your A-level paper consists of 50 MCQ, right? So today we are going to discuss the first 10. Anna, can you read the first MCQ?
Which of the following statement best describes the following function of accounting in a firm? First one, it measures transactions and events of the firm on a monetary basis. Second, it analyzes financial information of the firm for the use of its managers. Third, it records the transactions and events of the firm in the books of accounts. Fourth, it provides information about the firm for decision making by its stakeholders. Fifth, it provides information about utilization of resources of the firm to its managers.
Right. So thank you, Sandra. Now they are asking the best statement of accounting in a firm. Best describe the function of accounting in a firm. Now I would like to ask a question. So if you know, you can tell the answer. What are the two types of accounting?
Financial accounting and management accounting.
Financial accounting and management accounting. Very good, right? Now you know that. So now we have discussed the differences between financial accounting and management accounting. But here they are asking the function of accounting. So I have said you many times. Now, so can anyone tell me an answer for this if you know? So there is a thing called object of accounting, right? Which we have discussed in the class. Can you tell me an answer? So in the chat box, there is one answer. So I would like to, if that student can tell the answer number. So that is correct. Answer number.
Number 4.
Very good. Number 4, right? So the statement which best describes the function of accounting in a firm is it provides information about the firm for the decision making of its stakeholders, right? So the main object of accounting is providing information for the stakeholders for their decision making, right? So the correct answer is number 4, right? Sanjana, can you read the second one, please? Right, so there's a small connection issue. A balance of rupees 100,000 payable to a credit of a business was settled by its owner out of his personal money. At the time of settlement, the creditor allowed the discount of 10,000, right? The effect of this transaction on liability and equity is shown in the accounting equation as, right? Now, let's read again slowly. A balance of 100,000 payable to a creditor, right? So you know creditor is a liability, right? Creditor is a liability. Was settled by its owner out of his personal money. Make a owner ke salary වලින් ගෙවනවලු. So now I'll show you the working in the Excel sheet, right? Asset equal equity plus liability, right? Now they are telling balance of 100,000 payable to a creditor was settled by its owner out of his personal money, right? So they are using the personal money of the owner. That's mean now this is some kind of you can tell an additional capital loss. Okay, then owner, so if owner wants to pay to creditor, right, he has to put some kind of money. Therefore, what happens? Your equity will be increasing by 90,000. 90,000 because there is a discount limit. Okay, discount එකක් තියෙන නිසා තමයි 90,000 increase වෙන්නේ. Right? So this is somewhat like additional capital. So it's an additional capital actually, right? Then you have a discount received. So discount received also comes under equity, discount received. Plus discount received how much? 10,000 rupees, right? 10,000 rupees. And you know now when you pay to a creditor, what happens? Your liabilities will be decreasing. All the liabilities lamai aduwen, right? So when you pay to a creditor, the liability will be decreasing. So then creditor minus 100,000. Creditor, right? So remember, discount received means it is an income, right? And this creditor is decreasing by 100,000 and additional capital increased by 90,000. So then what's the correct answer? According to this, but you can conclude that's the correct answer. Very good. Answer number 4. Answer number 4. So the correct answer is answer number 4. Very good. So I'll give you a few seconds to copy this in your book. Right. So let's move to next one. So I would like to ask from Sanjana to read the question number 3.
Question number 3. What is the correct sequence in which the following activities take place in the accounting process? A. The transaction is recorded in the relevant prime entry book. B. The business transaction take place. C. The source document is prepared for a transaction. C. The transaction is posted to the ledger.
Yes.
First one ACD, second BCAD, third BCDA, fourth CBAD, fifth CBDA.
Yes, thank you. So they asked the correct sequence to record this in the primary book. Now I'll give you 1 minute. If you can tell me an answer, then I will be going for my explanation. Can you tell the answer?
Answer number 2.
Very good. Answer number 2. So now this is the thing. Look here. First of all, we have the transaction, right? Then we have a source document. From the transaction, we make the source document. After source document, what happens, Santana? Can you remember? We have the prime entry book, right? So
Yes.
after prime entry book, we have ledger account. Very good. Then we are balancing the ledger account. Very good. Then we prepare the trial balance, and if there are errors, we should rectify. And then we are preparing financial statement, right? Now, according to this, we'll see transaction is recorded in the relevant prime entry book. Yes, so that is the first coming after this. Now you can see, look, transaction are recorded in prime entry book, so it's coming somewhere here. So you can't take that as the first step. Business transaction take place. So B is the first answer, right? B is the first answer. Then we'll see source document is prepared for the transaction. Now, can you see? Source document is prepared. That's means source document C. Then it is coming C. Transaction is recorded in the prime entry book. Yes. So then A. And finally, transaction is posted to the ledger. That is D. So answer number B, C, A, D. Final answer is number 2. Question number 3, answer number 2. So if you need, you can write this work in or else take a screenshot. දැන් ළමයි මේ වගේ ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩක් අහලා තියෙනවා right in past papers I have seen මේ sequence එක test කරනවා. ඒ නිසා මේ process එක ලියා ගන්න. Sandhya, can you read the next one? So wait, I'll put the screen share. Okay. Question number 4.
Question number 4. The order of use of primary books to record the following transaction of a shoe manufacturing business is: A. Purchase of a lorry on credit. B. Purchase of leather on credit. C. Provision of income tax for the year. D. Return to the supplier part of leather purchased. A. First one, general journal, purchase journal, general journal, purchase journal. Second, general journal, purchase journal, general journal, purchase return journal. Third one, general journal, purchase journal, cash book, purchase returns journal. Fourth one, purchase journal, general journal, purchase journal. Fifth one, purchase journal, general journal, purchase returns journal.
Thank you, Sandhya. Right. Now, here they are. So this question is tested from your prime entry book lesson, right? Then ගොඩක් අය හිතනවා මේ theory පාඩම් කරලා වැඩක් නෑ මේ paper එක සම්පූර්ණ විතරයි එන්නේ. ඔන්න දැන් මේ දැක්කනේ මේ පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්න first question, second question, third and fourth question is from theory, right? දැන් theory පොඩ්ඩක් දැනගන්න ඕනේ ගොල්ලෝ. සමහරවල් හිතනවා theory පාඩම් කරලා වැඩක් නෑ, this is accounting calculation විතරයි එන්නේ. It's wrong ළමයි. You can see by when you answer to this paper, there are some theoretical aspects as well, right? So only doing sums is not enough, right? So now here we'll see the order of use of prime entry book to record the following transaction. Purchase of a lorry on credit. Yes. So when you purchase a lorry on credit, that is a credit purchase of non-current asset. Then ළමයි මම උගන්වලා තියෙනවා, but I will revise it again. Now look here. Credit purchase. කොටස් දෙකයි. Current assets and non-current assets. Current assets and non-current assets, right? So credit purchase of current assets, right? It is recorded in purchase journal. Make my purchase journal. Can someone tell me what's the source document for purchase journal? Oh, okay. So the screen, right. Can you tell me what's the source document for purchase journal? Anyone? Yes, the doing issue.
Purchase
Right.
invoice.
Very good. Purchase invoice. Purchase invoice. So the source document for general journal is journal voucher. Journal voucher, right? So this is the story for credit purchase. Then make a product here, then some cash purchase to down. Right? Cash purchase of current asset. That means normal purchase of current asset. Non-current assets. Then ළමයි මේ දෙකම යන්නේ cash payment journal එකට. Cash payment journal. Now we'll come to our question, right? So this is the overall summary. Then cash payment journal के source document cash payment out. Now if you need, you can write this. දැන් මේක තමයි ළමයි overall summary එක. Credit purchase, cash purchase පතා වුණා. Credit sales උත් මෙහෙමයි. But it is going to sales journal. Okay? And cash sale is going to cash receipt journal. Okay, ළමයි. So can you give a try to answer to the question number 4?
Answer number 2.
Yes, Lamai, so you can tell your answers. Tianda Lamai.
Answer number 2.
Answer number 2.
Very good. So purchase of lorry. So now when we give diagrams like this, I know it's easy to answer. Purchase of lorry on credit, it is general journal. Purchase of leather on credit, it is purchase journal. Provision of income tax for the year, right? Among adjustments of general journal, right? And return to the supply part of the leather purchase. And this is a shoe manufacturing business, all right? So in the shoe manufacturing business, leather is the inventory, right? So this is the current asset. That is why I said purchase journal, and the return to the supply part of the leather purchase. So leather is inventory. If you are returning it, that is going to purchase return journal, which the source document is debit note, right? Sales return source document is debit note. Answer number 2. Very good. So Kanchana, read the question number 5.
Which of the following accounting concept provides the basis to recognize debtors and creditors in the financial statement?
Right. Now, my one of my favorite lessons actually, right? Accounting concepts. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute and you can try again. Now we have done concept.
Accrual concept, is it?
Very good. Answer is accrual concept. Very good. So the concept to recognize debtors and creditors in financial statement is accrual concept. Very good. So like things like accrued expenses and prepaid expenses, those things also come under accrual concept. So accrual concept means whether an expense has been paid or not. If it is an expense, whether it has been paid or not, and if it is an income, whether we have received it or not, amount relevant for the financial period should be taken into account, right? So again, I'm telling, if it is an expense, whether paid or unpaid, paid or not paid, amount relevant for the financial year should be taken into account. If it is an income, whether received or not, amount relevant for the financial year should be taken into account, right? Anyone who knows to tell in simple what the business entity concept? What is the entity concept? Can anyone tell? So even in your own words. So entity concept means Lamai. Entity concept means business and the owner are considered as two separate legal entities, right? So we don't consider owner's transaction in the books of the business, right? So that is meant by entity concept. Periodicity or a periodic concept means we are dividing the lifespan of a company, right? And we prepare financial statements according to that. So as an example, this concept is applied. Now, profit or loss statement and other comprehensive income for asset for the year ending 31st March 2015. For the year end, so that means for a period. But SOFP, statement of financial position, we write as at 31st March 2019, like that. So that's mean at the end of the period. Matching concept. So matching concept means we must match the expenses which help us to generate an income. As an example, sales and cost of sales are matched. Sales is matched with cost of sales. Realization concept, now we don't call it realization even, we call it a revenue recognition concept. So revenue recognition concept means now a revenue, we should recognize in our books. Now, if it is a good, when the risk and rewards are transferred to the buyer. And if it is a service, when we have provided service to the customer. At an example. Now, let's say a famous example, right? Pizza Hut, right? We'll take Pizza Hut. Now see this, huh? I know now when I say Pizza Hut, I know you are angry, right? You want to eat something, I know, right? Now let's say this is 2019 and 2020 financial year. This is 2020 and 2021 financial year, right? 2019 to 2020 and 2020 to 2021. Now let's say on this මේ දවසේ හරිද දෙසැම්බර් 31 දෙසැම්බර් 31 රෑ 11:45ට සංසනා පීසා හට් එකට කෝල් එකක් දාලා පීස් එකක් ඕඩර් කරනවා right පීස් එකක් ඕඩර් කරනවා 11:45ට right on 2019 2020 that means let's say 31st December 2020 2020 ඕඩර් කරනවා රෑ 11:45ට හරිද හැබැයි මේ පීස් එක ගෙනත් දෙන්නේ සංසනාවට 1st January 2021 let's say at about 1 o'clock 1 a.m. Now the concern is whether this Pizza Hut should recognize Sanchana's revenue in year 2020, 2019, 2020, or else in year 2020, 2021. That is the issue with them, right? So this is actually apart from revenue recognition also and SLFRS 15. SLFRS 15. Revenue from contracted customer. Revenue from contracted customer, right? So now let's say here, according to our revenue recognition concept, at the time where risk and rewards are passed to the buyer. So that means this is the period where they should recognize it as revenue, right? Because the pizza is given to the buyer on this time, at this time, and the payment also is done on this day. Okay. Then good එක pass කරන වෙලාව තමයි අපි මේක revenue එකක් කියලා recognize කරන්න ඕනේ according to revenue recognition concept. The moment if it is a good when the risk and rewards are transferred to the buyer, right? Okay. Then my additional part එකක් කිව්වේ ළමයි. Okay. Sanjana, can you read the question 6?
Which of the accounting concept provides the basis for classification of assets and liabilities as current and non-current?
Yes. Anyone who knows an answer?
It's going concern concept, right?
Very good. Going concern. So මේවා අපි theory class එකේ කරලා තියෙනවා. We are recognizing asset as current and non-current based on going concern concept, right? Now let's say what is going concern? We assume that business will continue for a foreseeable future, right? Now let's say now if there is no going concern, අපි හිතමු going concern එකක් නැහැ කියලා. No going concern. So let's say there is an institute, it is going to close within the next 6 months. Sanjana, if they are going to close the institute within next 6 months, can they recognize non-current assets? මාස 6කින් වහනවා නම් මෙයාලට non-current assets කියලා record කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? Vehicles and furniture. No. So can't. Therefore, if there is no going concern, remember all assets should be recognized as current assets and all liabilities you must recognize as current liabilities. So this going concern concept is very important. So in your conceptual framework, right, LKS1, conceptual framework. So with LKS1, in line with LKS1, you have another framework called conceptual framework, right? In conceptual framework, it is said the basic assumption in accounting is going concern, right? Going concern. So get used to this word. Basic underlying assumption in accounting. Going concern, right? So the answer is number 3. Very good. Please read the next question also.
Which of the following are the characteristics of an asset as per the conceptual framework for the financial accounting? A. It is a resource controlled by a firm. B. Future economic benefits are expected to flow into the firm through it. C. Its cost or value can be measured reliably. First one, B only. Second, A and B only. Third, A and C only. B, 4, B and C only. 5, all A, B and C.
Yes. So can you give a try?
Second one,
Yes, very good. Second one. Right now, I am Mayo Goda. Lamai confuse Paraganwa. Here they ask the characteristics of an asset as per concepts of framework. So characteristics of an asset. Now, actually, the according to the new syllabus, right? The definition for an asset has been changed. Okay, and these characteristics also some have been changed, right? But now, as this is given like this, I will be discussing it like this. But in the new syllabus, it has been changed. Now, here the correct answer is number B. So now I get this point in your head. Now, why answer C is not coming? Because cost can be measured reliably. That is coming on the recognition process of an asset, not on the characteristics of an asset. So let's see whether I can show you this new definition for asset, right? Sanjana, for you people, I have given those notes, concepts of framework and those things. Yeah? So I think you have written in the theory books.
yes, sir.
Okay. So you must go through those areas, right? But many questions are tested now. So believe me, many questions are tested from those areas. So now I will be showing you. Concepts of framework for financial reporting. Yes, so it is here. Now look at this Lamai. So Lamai, this is your new concept of framework, right? Now you must study these things. So I think the slide is not clear, but I had another one, right? Kanchana, can you tell me what are these? Can you remember the fundamental qualitative characteristics and those things? What are the
Yeah.
fundamental qualitative? Yes. What are the fundamental qualitative characteristics?
Comparability, verifiability,
Yes.
timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comparability, understandability, timeliness, and verifiability. Fundamental, relevancy, and faithful representation. Very good, right? So we have 4 enhancing qualitative characteristics. Can you repeat again the 4 enhancing qualitative characteristics of accounting as per concepts of framework?
Comparability, verifiability, timeliness.
Understandability. Very good. Right. So, okay. So you can see the screen now. Actually, I can't enlarge this presentation. Oh, no, these are clear. Right. So here you have the fundamental qualitative characteristics and enhancing one, comparability, verifiability. So we were discussing the conceptual framework, right? And I wanted to show you how this conceptual framework is very critical in your exam paper, right? So I wanted to show you in 2020 paper, this was tested. So I'll show you. Look here now this conceptual framework, how it is critical. Now that's why I'm giving. See, primary uses of general purpose financial statements are blank, blank, and blank. So what's the answer? Primary uses of financial statements are existing and potential investors, lenders, and other creditors, right? And you can see everything given in the document. And it is defined as blank, controlled by the entity as a result of blank events. So see, and
Assets.
now let's see here, according to the new conceptual framework, which was launched in 2018, which was from effect from 1st January 2019, right? Okay, in 2019, we'll see what's the new definition for asset. Look here, an asset is a present economic resource. So here you must write an asset is defined as a present economic resource controlled by the entity as a result of what? As Sanjana said, past events, right? Plus, so you study also this definition for economic resource. Economic resource is a right that has the potential to produce economic benefit, right? So you must know everything, right? So in this new concept of framework, there are different areas you must study. Okay. Then you have liability definitions. Okay. Everything is given. Sanjana, can you read the definition for liability? Then Anne get to read the definition for equity.
Liability is a present obligation of the entity to transfer an economic resource as a result of past events.
Then my data fix the asset. Okay, right. මේ දැන් 2020 asset එකේ definition එක අහනවා 21 liabilities අහන්න පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් equity අහන්න පුළුවන්. or else 22 අහන්න පුළුවන්. liabilities. So it's a favorite area, conceptual framework and LKS also. Okay, and can you read the definition for equity? This first sentence.
Equity is the residual interest in the asset of the entity after deducting all its liabilities.
Very good. Now, then ගොඩක් ළමයි මම දැකලා තියෙනවා I am asking what is equity? අර O level definition එකට තියෙනවා. The value of asset which belongs to the, it's completely wrong ළමයි. But you must write using the conceptual framework definition. Equity is the residual interest in the asset of the entity after deducting all its liabilities, right? So here you have income, expenses, everything is there. Recognition process, recognition criteria is there. Now recognition criteria also has changed, yeah? Therefore refer this. And you have derecognition, like now an asset, when you do a recognition, that means derecognition means you do a disposal of asset. Measurement basis, historical cost, current value, fair value. So please, Lamai, go through these areas very tough, in a tough manner, right? Okay. Can you read the MCQ number 8? And can you read the MCQ number 8?
The trial balance of Roshan PLC as at 31st 3rd 2014 did not balance and the difference was transferred to a suspense account. A subsequent investigation revealed the following. A payment of rupees 100,000 for salary has been recorded only in the cash book. A payment of rupees 25,000 to a creditor has been recorded in the debtor's control account as a cash receipt. The sales journal has undercast by rupees 30,000. Bad debts written off rupees 20,000 has been recorded as an income. The balance of the suspense account before rectifying the above errors. Answer number 1, rupees 145,000 debit. Answer number 2, rupees 145,000 credit. Answer number 3, rupees 190,000 debit. Answer number 4, rupees 190,000 credit. Answer number 5, rupees 220,000 credit.
Okay, thank you. And now I would like to give you, right? I will be giving you 5 minutes, right? So do whatever you can, do the working you can, and send me your answers to WhatsApp. So 5 minutes I can give you. Okay, so start. No need to do in a nice way, because this is MCQ. Whatever you can, do it in 5 minutes and send to me. Right, so start. And those who watch the recording, right? So you have to pause this recording, right? pause the recording for a while and try to write an answer. Then you must see the compare your answer with my answer. Okay, so I can give you 5 minutes.
Recording in progress.
Right, here we'll discuss the MCQ number 8. Okay, so those who have answered, put your answers to me in WhatsApp. We'll see. Payment of 100,000 for salary recorded only in the cash book. I will be taking Excel. No, so I will do it here. So look Lamai, a payment of 100. Now it is okay if you make mistake. Can you tell me what's the double entry for payment for salary? Now we are coming to learn what is the double entry for payment for salary in cash. Anyone?
Salaries account debit, cash account credit, cash control
Very good.
account credit.
Very good. Salaries account debit, cash control account credit. So now payment of salary rupees 100,000 recorded only in the cash book. That means they have only credited to cash control account. Next. Like this. Santana, do they have debited it to salary account? Do they have debited it to salary account in this question? So they are telling has been recorded only in the cash book. Yes. So anyone can tell me whether they have recorded it in the salary account or not?
Not recorded.
Not recorded. So that means we must debit it in the salary account. So write down salary. These are the workings, Lama. You are roughly the salary and circle it because this is the figures which are put in by your hand. And then now both sides should be tallying. Now as an example, let's say now this is two. Assume now these 2 pence. Now look at these 2 pence. Now debit side is 100,000, right? Salary debit side is 100,000. Credit side is 0. So to tally, what we must do, we must put 100,000 to the credit side also, like this, to tally both sides. So therefore, we must open up a suspense account and credit 100,000. Right. So write this working number. Error correction is very easy if you show the working, right? All our workings, then what error correction is not difficult. Right, can okay, so the next one I will be doing payment of 25,000 to a creditor. So I will be erasing this work in Lamai. Okay, so remember we have created the suspense account by 100,000 as salary. Okay, Lamai. So MCQ number 8, second transaction. Payment of rupees 25,000 to a creditor has been recorded in the debtors control account as a cash receipt. Now the all our way. Now when checking the book, I am also saying payment to creditors while record karanne cash control account එක debit side some student, right? So but now you have made those mistakes. Okay, at the beginning when you came to class first day, ඒවත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ enter කරන්නේ debit side එකේ, right? So now look here the working. Now Lama, when you pay to a creditor, what's the double entry? When you make a
Cash
payment
control
for
creditors account DR.
creditors control, yeah, very good, very good. Creditors control account, yeah, very good. Creditors and debtors. Now what these people have done is, so if you read the question, what these people have done is a payment of rupees 25,000 to a creditor has been recorded in the debtors control account as a cash receipt, right? Okay, so now when you pay to creditor, definitely cash control account is creditor, right? දැන් ඒකේ issue එකක් නැහැ. මෙයාලා මොකද්ද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? They have recorded in the debtors control account as a cash receipt. Can someone tell me what's the double entry for cash received from debtors?
Cash control account DR and debtors control account CR.
Very good. Debtors control account CR. දැන් මෙයාලා debtors control account එකේ මේ figure එක credit කරලා තියෙන්නේ. So always try and tell you, please roughly මේ වගේ working එකක් ඇඳගන්න. So first step is you must debit debtors control account to remove that 25,000 like this. You must remove it, right? And you must record it in the debit side of the creditors control account. 25,000 and circle that figure. Now see like early, the two legs, right? Now the debit side is 50,000, credit side is 0. So can anyone tell me where we must credit that? Debit side is 50,000, credit side is 0. Where we must enter that? 50,000 in the credit side. To which account?
Suspense account.
Suspense account. So when you put to the suspense account, both sides become 50,000 like this. Okay. So then in your suspense account, you can credit 25,000 and 25,000 debtors and credit. So this is same sequence element. ඔයාලා මෙතන debtors creditors කියලා ලියන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ. You must save the time, right? Third one, sales journal has been undercast by 30,000. ඉතින් ළමයි දැන් sales journal එක undercast කරනවා, that is credit sale. So the double entry is debtors control account DR and sales account CR, right? So then ළමයි, that is not affecting to trial balance. Why? Because sales CR, debtors DR is the correct entry, right? The hurry විදිහට නම් this is the way we must enter. Here they have undercast, no? Therefore, we must debit 30,000 and credit 30,000 to sales account, right? So because of this sales, no impact to the suspense account. And that small trick ළමයි. දැන් මේ paper එකේ only කියන word එක આવොත් error correction වල only අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම suspense account එකක් එනවා ළමයි. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ check කරලා බලන්න. Only කියන word එකක් આવොත් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම suspense account එකක් එනවා in error correction, no? Right? Last one, bad debts return off. Can someone tell me the new name given for bad debts?
Impairment loss.
Very good. New name given for bad debts is impairment losses, right? Impairment losses. So then we'll see. Now they have recorded impairment losses has been recorded in the debtors control account as a cash receipt. Cash receipt, that means recovery from impairment losses. What we call for that? Recovery from impairment losses. So see, debtors control, right? Cash control and impairment losses. And I will be drawing a recovery of impairment losses as well. Debtors, right? Impairment losses, cash, මේවා roughly යන ගන්නවා නිකන් roughly, and recovery of impairment loss. recovery of impairment loss. Right. So impairment loss 20,000 has been recorded as an income, right? As an income. So when you record it as an income, what has happened? These people have debited cash by 20. The cash method right? And they have created recovery of income account. But this is an impairment loss. Sanjana, what's the double entry for impairment losses?
Impairment loss account DR.
Very good.
DR.
We have to credit. Debtors control account CR, no? Debtors control
Yeah.
account CR, isn't it? Yes. Debtors impairment loss account DR. Debtors control account DR. Very good. Very good. So then, Lamai, the first step is now from debtors, right? From debtors, we must credit 20,000, and then impairment loss should be debited by 20,000. Now, what these people have done is, now we must assume that this is also correct, right? These people have credited to recovery of impairment loss. No? So we must remove from here and debit it to impairment loss account. Now, if you see this, debit side is 40,000. So where I should credit this 40,000? It's like this now. Debit side is 40,000. Where I should credit to make both sides equal.
Credit to the suspense account.
Credit to the suspense account. So then both become 40,000 rupees. So then here 20,000 credit, 20,000 rupees. So let's check the answer now. So take your calculator. 20,000 plus 20,000 plus 25,000 plus 25,000 plus 100,000. I think it is 190,000. So then in the debit side, you are getting a difference in the trial balance, which we call as now balance of suspense account. Before rectifying the errors means this difference in the trial balance, which is 190,000. So the answer number 3. Right. So I give you some time to write. And can you read the next one?
As at 31st 3rd 2014, the balance of debtors control account of AMA PLC was rupees 460,000, while the total of debtors balance as per the debtors ledger was rupees 450,000. The subsequent investigation revealed the following. A debtors balance of rupees 10,000 written off as bad debts has not been posted to the debtors control account. A sales invoice of rupees 21,000 has been recorded as rupees 12,000 in the sales account. A remittance of rupees 31,000 made by a debtor direct to the bank has not been recorded in both debtors ledger and debtors control account. The correct balance in the debtors control account as at 31st 3rd 2014. Answer number 1, rupees 410,000. Answer number 2, rupees 428,000. Answer number 3, rupees 448,000. Answer number 4, rupees 459,000. Answer number 5, rupees 490,000.
Right. Thank you very much. So this question is from adjusted debtors control account area, right? So control account, we call a cross-sectional ledger account, right? Debtors control and creditors control, and we have debtors ledgers and creditors ledger. So another name for debtors ledger is sales ledger, And another name for creditors ledger is purchase ledger, right? We call this as cross-sectional ledger account balancing, right? So we'll see. They have given balance in the debtors control account 460,000. So roughly I will draw here small P account. දැන් ළමයි ඔයාලත් paper එකේ මේවා ලස්සනට මේ rule එකක් අරගෙන එහෙම කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. නිකන් roughly write down the top adjusted debtors control. So no one will check your working. You can't attach working ළමයි. So remember that, okay? So you have a balance of the debtors control account 460,000, right? So on your debit side, right, 460 opening balance. A debtor's balance of rupees 10,000 written off as, what's the new word? Impairment loss, huh? Has not been posted to debtor's control account. Right. Can someone tell me the double entry for impairment losses?
Impairment loss account DR, debtors CR.
Impairment loss account DR, debtors control account CR. So lamai here, a debtor's balance 10,000 written off as impairment loss, not posted to the debtor's control account. So as an example, Kantana is the accountant of the firm, right? So one night, while she was balancing off the ledger accounts, right? She cake, so like this. Cake right? And what happened? 10,000 forgot to record in the credit side, right? So mistakes happen by humans, no? Isn't it? Right? So she is the, let's say, accountant of the firm, midnight, right? Now she is tired and wants to eat a piece of cake. What happened? All of a sudden, she forgot to record that 10,000 in the credit side, right? So now how to record it? How to rectify it is, we must credit 10,000, right? Impairment loss. Sanjana, is it clear?
Yeah.
Good. So lamai very easy things are, these stuff are very easy. මේ අමාරු දෙයක් නෑ මේකේ. හරිද? දැන් ගොඩක් ළමයි when you see debtor reconciliation කියලා lesson එකක් තියෙනවා. And this is also part of that මේ lesson set no adjusted debtor control account. අපු ඒක අමාරුයි කරගන්න බෑ. ඒක පුළුවන් වැඩකාරයන්ට right? දැන් එහෙමයි හිතන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ. හරිද? මේ අපිට බෑ මේවා කරගන්න අපිට debtor track බෑ. අපි accounting දන්නේ අපිට basic බෑ. Now if you know the basic accounting equation is assets equal equity plus liability, why you are telling you can't do accounting? So it's like a joke you are telling, right? So don't get scared for this accounting. It's very easy, right? So the thing is, you must get the basic foundation, the basics, right? Double entries and this rule of accounting. Now when an asset increase debit and when it is decreased credit, so those rules, if you get properly to your head, lamai, this accounting is very, very simple, right? And now when discussing MCQs, I am teaching in the most easiest method, which anyone can understand. So I'm not putting any difficult words in English, right? Easy English. And okay, now we'll see the next one. Sales invoice of 21,000 has been recorded 12,000 in the sales journal, right? Can someone tell me what's the difference here? Then we see 21,000 is the correct amount. They have recorded as 12,000. What's the difference?
Error of decisions.
How much? Yes, very good. This is now in error correction we call for this deficit. This is an understatement. By how much it has been understated? Let's calculate it. Okay?
9,000.
Very good. 9,000. 21,000. So if this came in error correction, very good, Santana. We call for this as error of deficit. Very good. So this is now this is not error correction actually, but that is called error of deficit, right? This is an understatement. Very good. Right. So then what we must do to rectify this? මේක correct කරන්න අපි මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕනේ ළමයි? දැන් 12000ක් කියලා ගම මේක enter කරලා තියෙනවා අපි debit side එකේ. What I must do? Tell me. So 21,000 is the correct amount, right? We have recorded only as 12,000. So what we can do?
Minus.
Minus. Now the correct figure is 21,000. We recorded as 12,000. I think there is a understatement, no deficit. Then don't we have to add Lamai? What do you think? Arigana we say 21,000, right? Api 12,000 කියලා record කරලා. Now see this account lamai. Well, let me like this. Now look here. Debtors control. The correct amount should be 21,000, but I have debited only 12,000. What I must do to get 21,000? Yes, someone tell an answer, try. It is okay if you mistake number. From 12, now I have put only 12,000 at the side. To get 21,000, what I must do?
Debit 9,000.
Very good. I must debit 9,000. So then here, debit 9,000. Very good. Last one, a remittance of rupees 31,000 made by a debtor directly to the bank, not recorded in both debtors ledger and control account. So you know direct remittance, adjusted cash control account debit, debtors control account credit, right? So then credit it to the debtors control account. Now take the balances and let's see the correct answer. 460 plus 9, 469 minus 41,000. Answer number 2, 428,000. $469, 469, and you are getting the BPF 428. Right. I said answer number 2. MCQ 9, answer number 2. Can you read MCQ number 10?
The following information relates to a company for April 2014. Purchases on credit, listed price 400,000, trade discount 5, cash discount 5. Purchases on cash, list price 200,000, trade discount 10, no cash discount. A cash discount is allowed by the suppliers only if the dues are settled within 15 days from the date of purchase. The company was able to settle 50% of the amount due within this period. The correct amount of the journal entry to record the discount received by the company during April 2014. Creditors control account. Answer number 1, 9,500 debit. Discount received 9,500 credit. Answer 2, 10,000 credit, 10,000 debit, creditors control, 10,000 credit, discount received account. Answer number 3, 29,500 debit, creditors control account, 29,500 credit, discount received account. Answer number 4, 30,000 debit, creditors control account, 30,000 credit, discount received account. Answer number 5, 39,500 debit, creditors control account, 39,500 credit, discount received account.
Thank you. Right. Now this question is tested from your credit purchasers knowledge, and some cash details are also there. Trade discounts are there, cash discounts are there, so everything is there, right? And also discounts allowed are also there. Discount received is also there, right? So we'll see how to do this. First of all, right, you must know that Lamai, these cash discount, now they are given to these credit purchases, right? They are given only for credit purchase. Now see this list price. list price කියලා කියන්නේ now if you take a t-shirt, right? පිටේ label එකේ ගහලා තියෙන tag එක, that is called list price, right? now if you buy a t-shirt, right? ඒ t-shirt එකේ පිටිපස්සේ ගහලා තියෙන label එක tag එක, that is the list price. So let's say in the t-shirt 400,000 is there the list price, right? That is named by list price. List price, or else we call it as display price. Display price. So display price is, or else list price is 400,000. 400,000. Trade discount is 5%. 5%. So can you tell me the discount amount? $20,000, right? Yes. 20,000. So then now discount එකක් දෙනවා නම්, right? Now if it is a discount, you have to deduct it or add it to the purchase price. Discount එකක් නම් අඩු කරනවද add කරනවද?
Deducting.
Deducting. So remember, discount එකක් නම් you are deducting, right? So then now පිටේ ගහලා තියෙන දැන් label එකේ, let's say label එකේ t-shirt එකේ ගහලා තියෙන්නේ 400,000 there, right? So now you are going and telling අනේ පොඩි discount එකක් දෙන්න බැරිද කියලා අහනවා, right? So then that person is saying, okay, 20,000ක් අඩු කරන්නම්, then give me 380,000, right? So now normally එහෙමනේ වෙන්නේ. label එකේ ගහලා තියෙන්නේ වැඩිපුර ගානක්, හරිද? අපි ගියාම ඉතින් අඩු කරලා දෙනවා, right? So then invoice price bill එකේ අපේ enter කරන්නේ 380,000. 380,000. Now here see what they are telling. A cash discount is allowed by the suppliers. Then lamai suppliers la inne, suppliers la kana creditors la, right? Suppliers kana creditors. Suppliers la inne credit purchase වල විතරයි. එතකොට අපි cash purchase ගන්න බෑ මෙතන, right? We must take only credit purchase, right? Only if the dues are settled within 15 days from the date of purchase. So that is the condition. 15 days from date of purchase. Let's continue reading. Company was able to settle only 15% of the amount due to this period. During this period, only 50%. That means from this 380,000, only 50% was settled. That means I think 190,000. 190,000. For this 190,000, they are given a cash discount of 5%. So see, multiply by 5%. That means 5 divided by 100. So let's see what's the answer. 9.5. That means 9,500. 9,500. So the double entry is lamai. Creditors control account debit 9,500 and discount received account credit 9,500, right? So that is the double entry. Again, I'm telling list price is 400,000. You have been given a trade discount of 5%. So trade discount you must deduct from the list price. So 400,000 into 5% is 20,000. Then 400,000 minus 20,000, invoice price is 380,000. From that 380,000, if you are going to pay within 15 days, you are getting a discount, right? Cash discount of 5%. But company was able only to pay 50%. Therefore, 50% means 190,000. 190,000 into 5% is 9,500. That is the discount received. So I would like to give this question to Anne now. If you can, just calculate and tell me. අපි හිතමු දැන් මේ 50% case එකක් තිබ්බේ නැහැ කියලා. try එකක් දෙන්න බලන්න 50% නැහැ. මේ විදිහටම 50% නැහැ. So this is the part which is changing. Can you give a try? Put me on, tell me your answer. Even if it's correct or wrong, no issue. Let's say they were able to settle full amount. Then what happened? Full try එකක් දෙමු බලන්න. Yes, Sam. So I would like to tell me the working. Why කරපු working එක කියන්න අපිට. If it is full amount, yes. Tell us the working.
$380,000 into 5%.
Very good. 380,000 into 5%. So the answer then, if they ask a full amount, answer would be, as you said, how much? You said me how much?
19,000.
19,000. Very good. So if they said full amount, answer is 19,000. If they said here 25%, what happened? What's the answer? Yes, can tell you answer.
4,750.
Very good. So you got the point. Now, what I'm doing actually in my class, right? දැන් ඔයාලා ළමයි මේ පාස් පේපර්ස් තමයි කරන්නේ right දැන් ගෙදර එක්සෑම් එකක් තියෙනවා කිව්වොත් මම ඕගොල්ලෝ ගෙදර පාස් පේපර්ස් කරනවා right පාස් පේපර්ස් කරලා දැන් ඔයාලට මේ උත්තරේ කටපාඩම් දැන් තුන් පාරක් විතර කරලා ඔයාලට මතකයි මේ වගේම එකක් තිබ්බා දැන් ඔයාලා බලන්නේ නැහැ මෙතන මම full amount 25% 75% දෙන්න කියලා ඔයාලා පටස් ගහලා ගන්නවා answer number 1 එක right what time do I normally when I make past papers right when I make papers මම මේ questions edit කරලා දෙනවා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට मैं 50% एक पेपर का दाला क्यों full amount के ना आए तो पेपर दे दी 75%. So वाला और आंसर्स पाठ कर लगा हमारा रीड कराने इतना गानो आंसर का नंबर 1 के ना so that's why I'm giving like that. Okay. So thank you very much for participating with us, right? So this is actually our paper class. So now if there is any 2021 student who feels like it get lost in the examination, right? Then our master, only 1 month, no? If it get postponed, 1 month and 15 days for it, right? Now, if there is someone 2021 who is feeling like they are getting lost, right? So you can join to our class, right? So you can contact us, right? Now I will be putting my number also, note 772128 153. So you can contact me on WhatsApp, right? Now 2021, if you are feeling lost, you can call me, right? And we have our classes Monday from 3:30 to 5:30. That is a company account class, right? And we have Sunday the revision class, okay? And now if there is any student who need individual class, you can ask for that also. And 2022, the theory group class is there on Saturday from 3:30 to 5:30, right? And the 2022 paper classes also are started, right? So if there is anything, you can contact me, right? So I wish you all the best then. So pass the exam well. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.